The following podcast is fan-made and in no way associated with Steam, Valve Corporation, or your mother. Also, it contains highly explicit language, so get the fuck out if you don't want to hear it.
Alright guys, welcome to another episode of the Late Night Steamer Podcast. I am your host. Nice. I am your host, Viper4580. With me this week is DJPimpDaddy. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Best of an intro is any.
I was thinking if I can't think of anything funny to say, just make a stupid noise. So.
Hey, you know what? I think that's the greatest plan ever. I think that works.
And taking the place of Linux this week is this stuffed animal sitting next to me on the desk. Go ahead and introduce yourself, stuffed animal.
Fantastic.
It's not doing anything.
Yeah, well, sounds about like Linux. No, I'm kidding.
Hey!
Anyway. No, and that's why I get punched. Anyway, this is episode 13, recorded on July 1st of 2012. And this week is sponsored by PetsOvernight.com.
Do you want a giraffe? Now you can get one without leaving your home. Go to PetsOvernight.com, delivering little bundles of love in a box directly to your door.
Oh my god. A giraffe at your door.
Dude, I've been playing the hell out of some Grand Theft Auto 3, and I just keep hearing that commercial over and over again. And it's still funny after all this time. And the website's still up, too.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, Randark got it, too. He was like, isn't that from GTA 3?
Yes.
I'm like the only guy that didn't get that. Holy crap. I suck at life. Oh man, no, I'm when I think of like video game commercials, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines had this one commercial for frickin' chicken. It was this, it was a company that made good frickin' chicken, except in the actual commercials they say good fucking chicken, but they had to censor it all the time.
Of course.
So you'd be sitting there kind of listening to the radio and all, be like, oh man, this is some good beef chicken. I don't know, it's just stuck in my head after all this time. Oh, man. So, thank you guys for coming out. As always, if you have not joined our live stream before, we always make sure that we put the dates, or try to put the dates ahead of time in our Steam group. We're always giving games away on our live stream. You can actually now go on our live stream on our website at www.latenightsteamer.com. So if you don't want to deal with the Twitchness, you can actually go onto our site and click on the live stream button, and whenever we're streaming, it'll be on there. So that's another option for you. Although if you do want to join in on the chat, you do need a Twitch account, and we strongly advise it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It won't spam you. It'll even let you know when we go live, and we give out games to the people in the chat. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation. DJ, you got something coming up, and I want to talk about it because we love the guys over at Geek Culture Happy Hour.
Indeed.
You are doing the guest host spot over there.
Yes.
Is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, I infect the Geek Culture Happy Hour. I believe the topic is going to be about Prometheus, the movie, and some various other stuff. But yeah, everyone definitely check out they have a live show. They do it on Monday nights, thankfully, so it works out.
Yeah.
And it's geekculturehappyhour.com as well. I believe they just recently got their entire website up, so...
Indeed. We're actually supposed to be doing some articles for them whenever they do the Midweek Madnesses.
Nice.
We'll have some articles up on their site, too. So geekculturehappyhour.com. Definitely check it out tomorrow night. I don't know when exactly they stream, so... I
want to say it's like 9 o'clock Eastern, or it's
okay.
8 Central. Is that correct?
8 Central. Sounds about right. Because, yeah, you know what? Exactly. That is it. Because it always goes live around the same time as me fucking watching wrestling.
Exactly.
That's like such a split for me. Because, like, I'm a huge wrestling fan, but at the same time, I do want to show support to our sister podcast. They're fantastic. So it's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to watch wrestling? Am I going to listen? I'm going to watch wrestling. I'm going to listen.
Linux wants to say something. Okay. Okay.
I'm, like, completely... scared out of my life right now. Oh, man. Oh, Randark says that he's not going to be able to listen because he doesn't want to deal with spoilers.
Yeah, I definitely... I could see how, since it's a brand new movie, it's good. We're going to be walking this fine line of spoiling it versus talking about it. So
yeah. Well, I've seen it, and if you haven't seen it, Prometheus yet, you definitely should. It's a really good movie. And this is the tagline that I've been saying with it for a while now. It's a science fiction movie that uses visual effects instead of scientific jargon to keep you entertained, as well as having horror elements to keep you on your seat.
Definitely.
It's the best way to explain it.
And, of course, it's filled with typical horror stupidity. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we'll have to talk about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Well, I have so much that I want to say about it, but I'm like, no. You're the guest host.
Tonight, we do have a list of games that we're going to be giving away. I have 2 small ones that I've been sort of holding on to that I definitely love. And then Viper has tagged tonight Music Night. So just to give you a teaser, he's giving away musical games.
Yes, because I did a show last night, and I was kind of telling DJ a little bit about this in the pre-show. I've been suffering a mild concussion this week, and because not even for a cool reason. I got it while headbanging. Go figure. It's like the least manly way of getting a concussion. I didn't even hit my head on anything. But anyway, but yeah, I suffered a concussion, and I did a show last night, and of course, I play metal. I don't know how many people actually know that, but anyone who follows my YouTube channel knows now, apparently. But I do metal, and one of the hardest things to do is perform metal without headbanging. And last night, I learned that lesson the hard way, and re-injured myself. So I'm kind of dealing with a little bit of a headache right now, but oh well, what are you going to do?
The doctor clearly said no metal.
Clearly, and I completely went against the doctor's rules. So this week, we gave away a game on SteamGifts.com. It was only me this week, and I gave away Beat, and it went to Nintendo Eats. Now, the funny thing about this is that his actual full email address said Nintendo Eats Xbox Live for life. Apparently, this guy's repping Nintendo like no other.
I gotta meet that guy.
First off, I have to say how awesome of a wife I have. She just handed me some leave.
Nice.
Thank you, honey. Greatest wife ever. All right. Anyway, this is kind of going off topic.
I'm just taking over. We'll go on to the steaming pile of news. Are we ready for that?
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
I didn't even get the graphic up yet.
You got it. Oh, sweet. We got graphics?
Yeah, we got graphics. Welcome to the show, DJ.
I never watch it while we're doing it.
Yeah, I've had graphics for a couple weeks now.
I put in an editorial note here. So I put, Dear Apple users, we got jack shit this week, so go outside and get sun.
Let me add my addendum.
Go ahead and add yours.
Let me add, worst comes to worst, you can always admit the error of your ways and buy a PC. Just saying.
And then I put an editorial note to his editorial note that said, fuck you.
Duly noted.
Now that we got that out of the way.
Yep.
There was a ton of games that came out that are free to play this week. So our demo section is huge. It's massive. It's finally, this is it, Beavis.
This is the moment.
I'm going to start off with the one that I think is going to be the game of the week, though. And I put that right at the top. We got Spec Ops: The Line came out this week. Spec Ops: The Line is a new original title from 2K Games that features provocative and gripping third-person modern military shooter gameplay designed to challenge players' morality by putting them in the middle of an unspeakable situation where unimaginable choices affecting human life must be made. It is, of course, $49.99 and is Windows only, but I mean, I was hooked the second I saw the trailer for this, because I was just like, finally, a new IP that doesn't say Call of Duty or something on it.
Yeah.
You're just like, thank God.
And it's not based on World War II, at least not that I could tell.
Yeah.
So, not too bad so far. Although I have to say, the trailer, if you watch it, it kind of has like that old Polaroid commercial feel to it. Like all of a sudden you start hearing, all of it, Because seriously, like, there's a good few scenes where it's like, it's his face in the center and the scene around him changes. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, I mean, all it needs is like some Eminem or 50 Cent blasting in the background, and it would just be just like any a Call of Duty game, the trailer. But
but no, I mean, it looks cool. I kind of like the idea. I'm not spending $50 on it, but it looks all right.
yeah, it's definitely on my wish list, but it does have a demo. Thank God.
Yes.
They figured it out. There's a demo.
They finally figured it out. Yeah.
So yeah,
It's definitely worth checking
2K games. This golf clap goes out to you.
There you go.
Next, we got Dungeons and Dragons Online. Enter a world. I'm sorry, I think there was like a registered trademark in there somewhere. Enter a world of danger and adventure with Dungeons and Dragons Online, registered trademark. The free, award-winning, massive multiplayer online game based upon the beloved RPG that started it all. Key features: experience the best action, combat of any free, massive multiplayer online RPG. Take control in combat and make every turn count. Free to play, Windows only. What are your thoughts on this, man?
I actually did the beta for DDO, and it feels very similar to LOTRO.
Really?
It definitely has that same kind of feel to it. I think it's the same guys, actually, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's playable.
You got turbine points.
Yeah. It's playable. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know if I would invest money into it, but it's definitely playable.
Yeah, see, back in the day, I played the hell out of Baldur's Gate and then later Neverwinter Nights. So, I mean, you and I were discussing doing an offline D&D campaign. And, I was just like, I think that's really the only thing it's got going for it. But
yeah, it definitely, if you're into the whole Dungeons & Dragons series, it definitely has enough of the lore and the stories in it to keep you entertained. But there's just so many similarities between DDO and LOTRO that it's really hard to justify playing both games if you're playing one of them already.
Yeah, that is true.
That's kind of the problem for me. Leper Keeper, he confirms also that LOTRO and DDO are made by the same company. I don't know why I said DDR. Sorry.
Dance Revolution.
Yeah, that's right. You just see a half-orc just breaking it down. Oh, yeah, I love this song.
There's like arrows scrolling down the screen, and you gotta smash the keyboard at the same time.
'Cause baby, I'm a firework. Baby, I'm a firework.
Oh, anyway. Wow. You went there.
I went there.
Well, I mean, I'll get it out of the way. My parody hip-hop band, we're playing on Wednesday, so I will definitely post some video of that. So,
oh, that would be awesome. That would definitely
I'm going to be doing some Lady Gaga again this year. So.
Oh, fantastic.
Because that's hip-hop, right?
Yeah, it's close enough. Pop, 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 poke up face, pop, pop, poke up face. Anyway,
you go. You take the next one.
All right,
or two.
I guess I'll or two. No pressure. All right, so we're going to talk about Tribes Ascend. Ascend is the world's fastest shooter, high adrenaline online multiplayer FPS with jetpacks, skiing, vehicles, and multiple classes. The classic shooter franchise Tribes has been played by well over 1 million people. It's Windows only, and it is free to play. So, again, this is another game that I actually got in on the beta for. And I just had my ass handed to me the entire time. They're not joking when they talk about how incredibly fast-paced it is. You cannot lollygag in this.
Is it just all just jumping through space and shooting people in midair? Because that's what the trailer implies it to be.
It's basically that. I mean, for the most part, like, all your enemies are pretty much using the jetpacks to the fullest extent, and they're flying around the map like they're frickin' psychotic and on speed. It is impossible to line up your shots unless you have, like, Twitch-like aiming. And, like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there are guys there that can easily do this, and they're, like, the hardcore online gamers. Me, on the other hand, I'm sorry, I'm too frickin' old school for this shit. I can't do it. I just can't. It's really fun, though. It really is. And, like, it's one of those things, just like Team Fortress 2. I mean, even if you're dying, if you can get into the game, it's a lot of fun, regardless of if you're winning or losing.
Yeah, so this is why I couldn't play, like, Warhawk on PlayStation Network, because by the time I got into it, it was already 4 years old, and the people that are still playing it are just, like, those obsessive Nazis. They just, like... You like the second you spawn, bang, you're dead. You're like, well, that was a fun game.
Nice.
But yeah, it doesn't look nearly as fast as Tribes, and yeah, I couldn't even survive in those games. I can't barely I could barely survive in Team Fortress 2.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone ultimately kind of goes in there with the knowledge that they will die. Unless you're Randark and you rape the entire team with no issue.
Oh, yeah.
Bastard.
He doesn't have a controller. He is the controller.
Yes. There you go. But no, it's a lot of fun. And, again, it kind of reminds me of Unreal Tournament. So, like, if you're into the Unreal Tournament type of gameplay, this is going to be right up your alley, so...
Speaking of, just real quick shout out, I saw Randark posted another challenge up. What was it this week?
Oh god, I haven't been keeping track of that. I failed.
I just downloaded it too.
You just derailed the show for a shout out that you're not even prepared to do.
Sinistar, that's it.
Oh my god, dude. I am sinister.
Prepare yourself.
I love that game.
Yeah, so
bow to me.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
why he's so good at playing, because he's like old school arcade, which has just taught him to be extremely twitchy. Gotcha. So these new games, these are a joke to him.
Gotcha. I think I have Sinistar somewhere in like one of my emulator things, so I'll have to see if I have it.
We'll get on this challenge.
That's a fun one, dude. That's a fun one. I suck at Sinistar, but I'll play it anyway. Oh man, I'm starting to notice a developing trend. I'm not really good at a lot of these games. Anyway, you want me to take the next one?
Sure, man.
All right, fine.
Linux just logged in.
Well,
do we want to pause?
Yeah, no. Go ahead and add him in while I'm talking about this. He'll get the hint. Alright, so the next game is Dungeon Fighter Online. Are you ready for the ultimate brawl?
No.
Dungeon Fighter Online serves up arcade-style action mixed with an epic storyline and RPG elements in a vibrant world under siege. Join the adventure and battle beasts, demons, and more for the fate of Arid, an exotic world besieged by otherworldly threats. It's Windows only, and it is free to play.
Let me get this straight. It's like you RPG dungeon crawl, but when you fight, it's like Street Fighter.
Exactly. It's like
Interesting
Legends of
concept.
Grimrock. Legends of Grimrock meets Street Fighter. Yeah.
That sounds interesting. It's free to play.
Yeah. I downloaded it. I haven't popped it on yet, but I mean, I think it's an interesting concept. And I'm definitely interested to check it out. I don't know if we would do an LNS Invades on this sort of thing, but it's definitely worth checking out. So I'm going to do it anyway.
It says we could also do cooperative co-op, too.
Yes. Well, it's a free-to-play MMO. It better be. Have some freaking co-op. That would make the most freaking sense.
It's like saying, Farmville was, cooperative co-op. No, it's not.
Yeah, well, that's Farmville. It's any game that has "ville" at the end of it is pretty much destined for fail at some point. So what's the deal with Linux?
I don't know. He just signed into Skype, so do you want me to add him to the call?
Yeah, bring him in. Let's just bring him in mid-show.
Do
it live! Fuck it!
Add to call.
There he is. Alright, damn it. I joined in late. Left me hanging. So we're just gonna leave the frickin' trailer for Dungeon Fighter going while we're trying to get Linux back on the show here.
Details.
And the call failed.
Wow.
Call failed. It looks like he ain't gonna be a part of this.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
Let's push onward.
Yeah. Go ahead and get the next one.
This will be our last demo / free to play. It's Atlantica Online. I hope I got that right.
Sounds right.
Atlantica Online is a strategy turn-based MMORPG that combines innovative combat with character, party development, and city-country management. Yay. Players take on the quest to destroy the... Holy crap, I can't pronounce that name. Haraquan. Is that right? Is that...
Your guess is about as good as mine.
Haraquan. Yeah, okay, anyways. A powerful energy source from the lost civilization of Atlantis that survived and is now endangering humanity. Windows only, free to play. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, it came from the same company who did Vindictus, I believe.
Correct. I did that.
Nexon?
Yes, Nexon.
Yeah.
They seem to put out they specialize in free to play, and actually we're going to cover them a little bit later. But yeah, it's the same company. But I just, after watching the trailer and watching some gameplay video, I just really wasn't hooked on this one. Maybe it's just because I'm already playing like LOTRO and some other stuff, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's interesting if you watch some gameplay videos. They do have like a bard-like class. And you can literally have, like, this axed guitar as your weapon, which I thought was kind of cool. But the gameplay is totally, like, top-down strategic. So it's not anything like Vindictus. But after, and we'll talk about this later, of course, after our experiences with Vindictus, I don't know if I trust Nexon.
Exactly.
Nexon is kind of on the same list as Microsoft right now when it comes to free-to-plays for me. It's one of those things like, oh, made by them? Okay, skip over.
Yeah, I'm going to cover that same exact topic later when we talk about the deals of the week and Grand Theft Auto 4. I'm just like, I don't know, man.
I mean, the visuals look great. And if you're one of those people that has to be based on visuals, you're not going to be disappointed. But if you're a gameplay guy, I don't know. I wouldn't go in with high hopes. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to games without demos, or as we like to refer to, boo. This week, Penny Arcade's on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness 3, the third in the pack. Starting development's detective agency springs into action as On the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness 3 begins. That is a long name.
Yeah, it is.
Set in motion by a call from a mysterious source. The ever-escalating perils on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness will season our tendered heroes to their very core. It's $4.99, Windows only, and yeah. Have you played the first two, or any of them?
I have them. I have not played them.
I did notice that the first two came out by some other publisher / company.
I think this is a totally different style of gameplay from the other two.
Third one is actually by Zeboyd Games, and they had a message on their website that later it's going to be available on Android and Apple. But Zeboyd is the same company that made Cthulhu Saves the World and Breath of Death 7 and a couple other small ones that I've been playing the hell out of those games, and I am fallen head over heels in love with those games. So I'm just like, the fact that it's by the same company, when I watched the trailer, I'm like, dude, it's like the same graphics, the same text, everything. It's just like they reuse the resources, but it truly does look like it's Final Fantasy VI.
It does. It does have that kind of like parody Final Fantasy feel to it. It looks cool though, and I think, what is it? Only like $5?
Yes, it's $5, and until tomorrow at noon, there's actually a hidden sale. If you buy this, you get a free copy, and it's actually a giftable inventory copy of Cthulhu Saves the World and Breath of Death 7.
That's it right there. $5 for like 3 awesome type of RPG classic games. Yeah, dude, that's a score right there.
Yeah.
So that's win all over the place.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm the same way. I have not played the first two, but I have them, and I've been meaning to. But yeah. If you're thinking about get it tonight. So
definitely do it so you can get the 2 other games with it. So.
And I actually gifted my copy of Cthulhu Saves the World to Tenarium, and he just fell head over heels in love with that game as well. So
yeah.
I think we're trying to get him on as a guest host possibly next week or the week after that. So it's coming up. It's just he couldn't do the Sunday. So
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that off show.
Certainly.
Because we got to figure out what our schedule is for the next couple weeks anyway. So.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So let us move forward then.
Certainly. Next, we got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon: Future Soldier.
Future Soldier. That sounds so wrong.
That's awesome.
Just the future colon.
That's their problem. That's their fault for putting a colon in there. I'm going to read it aloud. There's nothing fair, honorable, or just about combat. There's only winning and losing, the dead and the living. The ghosts don't worry about even odds. They do everything in their power to overwhelm and obliterate the enemy. Future technology is the key to winning an asymmetric battle. It is Windows only. Standard version $49.99. There's a deluxe version for $54.99. Comes with extra weapons, maps, and some other miscellaneous things. Yeah. I have not played any of Tom Clancy Ghost Recon stuff, so
I'm laughing because I'm looking at chat. Leopard Keeper says, in the future, your colon is in danger.
Well, yeah, with technology great. Like this.
And Bruins, being as random as he is, says that he needs to start shaving soon. Oh, that's good. I knew puberty would strike you at some point.
Awesome.
And it's really funny because we're talking about this game, and this, you want to talk about stunning visuals. This game does have it. But while we're doing this, you have Randark and Bruins. Randark and Leopard Keeper are all talking about graphics cards while we're talking about this, which could not be more applicable. So
yeah,
this is one of those games you probably would need to upgrade a little bit for. I do play some of the Ghost Recon series games, and one of the cool things about it is that they've recently really tried to step out of the box when it comes to military shooters. This one kind of strikes me a little more as like a rehash of a Modern Warfare game.
Yeah.
In a Ghost Recon environment, which is fine. I have nothing against that. If you've actually ever gotten a chance to, Tom Clancy has some great books out there. And if you get a chance to read those, a lot of them do coincide with these games, and it helps kind of give you a little more insight in how the stories progress. And it's definitely worth it if you're into reading to actually, check out the books, play the games, because it does kind of give you an extra experience. That being said, I'm in no rush to purchase this game.
Yeah.
I have enough freaking Ghost Recon games in my library right now that I still need to beat. That Future Soldier can be kind of put off for the future. So, for the sake of my colon, I will put it off for the future.
Yeah, I too picked up that Tom Clancy pack on Tom Clancy weekend, and yeah, it's the same thing. I'm like, I still got the first 17 that I haven't touched yet. So
yeah,
I totally agree with everything you said. I have not played any of these series yet, so when I watched this trailer, I'm like, it does sort of look like a Modern Warfare, like a good campaign version of it.
Yeah,
and so I was like, I probably would pick this up if it was on sale. So. But yeah, it's just too much in the queue ahead of it. So.
Gotcha. All right. So let's go to the last game, which I'm dreading.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this is gonna be our terrible game idea of the week. Even though we all saw it coming.
Yeah.
It's London 2012, the official video game of the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games are responsible for some of the most memorable scenes in sporting history, except for all the other memorable scenes. It's a global stage where dreams are realized, heroes are made, and moments that will be remembered for years happen right before your eyes. Editorial note, it's also a global stage where dreams are crushed, too. You ever seen someone when they fall? You're just like, ooh.
Yeah, for the rest of their lives.
Your country hurts.
Yeah. They commit suicide, pretty much, at that point.
Now you, too, can create your own moments with London 2012, the official video game of the Olympic Games. It is a mere sale of $44.99. It is Windows only. And I put in here, it's made by Sega. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, what's funny about this is Sega already has a London 2012 Olympic Games with Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario and all the freaking cast and characters of that freaking series.
It seems like that'd be more fun.
So, you got this company that's already made like a joke version of it, and somehow they got hired to do the real version of it?
Yeah, they just took out Sonic and put in some white and black guys. I mean, that's all.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Playing the part of Mario, Michael Phelps.
Oh. Listen to me, Michael.
Hey,
anyway,
it's got cycling, so anybody who enjoyed Cycling Manager from last week, you could actually play cycling this time.
Yeah, how bored do you have to be to want to play this? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure somewhere, if there's Pro Cycling Manager 2006, then somewhere along the lines there has to be a London 2012 game player. Whatever.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb. If somebody buys this for me, I swear to God, I will plug in, since I could do it, I will plug in my old power pad, and I'm going to play this like I'll set up Joy to Key, and we'll track and field this damn game. I promise I will put that on YouTube.
I remember the power pad. Wow, dude. I remember like when I first played that thing, I finally found out that I could cheat it by setting it up next to a table, and I would have the table lift me up so I would have it jump longer distances than I was supposed to.
Nice.
Of course, it's a weak victory because nobody's there to frickin' enjoy it. But
well, the rest of us just kneeled on the floor next to the power pad and just bashed it with your hands.
I overcomplicate things. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Okay.
Oh, man.
We'll take the next section, I guess.
I suppose.
I guess.
Alright, so we're going to move on to You Cheap Bastard! Alright, so we got some deals for games that are outside of Steam that's for Steam. That's always confusing to say, but nonetheless, I hope you understand it. The Sims 3 is on sale for 70% off at $9 right now on Gamersgate. And also on Gamersgate is GTA 4 at 50% off at $9.99. So both of them are really good deals, and excuse me, I had to burp there. And you should definitely check them out. As far as Steam's Weekend Madness, it is RPG heaven. Warhammer 40,000 has gone on sale, and good God, this is probably like the largest Weekend Madness deal that I have ever seen, considering just because on the DLC alone. I mean, it's just freaking massive. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine is 75% off at $7.49. Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 2 is 75% off at $14.99. Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War Dark Crusade is 75% off at $4.99.
I had to type all this.
Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War Gold is 75% off at $4.99. Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War Soulstorm is 75% off at $4.99. And last, but most certainly not least, Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 2 Retribution Complete DLC is 75% off at $7.49.
I was a little shocked they didn't have like a Warhammer 4000 Ultimate Pack, with that
would
everything.
Make the most sense. It totally would, but unfortunately, no, they didn't have anything like that. So they want you to buy 6 different freaking packs to get the entire Warhammer series. And, hey, great. I didn't buy any of it.
Yeah, I didn't, I might have skipped a few too, so I don't even know. After a while, I just got sick of copy-pasting Warhammer 40,000. Yeah. What does the 40,000 even stand for? Do you have any idea?
Well, Warhammer 40,000 I don't know if you're familiar with the actual, it's a game board that you can use. It's kind of like Magic the Gathering in a certain way, but you use figurines and stuff, and you actually do map out like a whole area to be like your game board, and you can fight each other. There's a board game that's a lot like it, and I'm failing to remember it. Damn it. Fire Island, I think it was called. No, it wasn't Fire Island. But no, there was a board game back in the day where you had these little balls, and there's an attacking force and an opposing force, a defending force. And as the defending force, you're to protect this castle. While as the attacking force, you had these besieged weaponry that you would shoot these little balls. It's like the most craziest interactive board game ever. Anywho, failing to remember the name because I suck at life. But nonetheless, it's a lot like that. And these the video game versions of it is basically just a video game adaptation of that sort of thing. I think the 40,000 is supposed to be the year. I could be wrong though. I mean, if anyone in chat can correct me, please do so. But Randark says Hero Quest,
dude,
and I think that's it.
I have Hero Quest and Battle Masters up.
You have the game and you didn't even say anything?
Well, no, I didn't think that was what you were talking about. I have those, and they're sitting on a shelf like behind me, and every day I pass by them, and I hurt a little because I don't have any friends that want to play with me. So,
well, if I was in Cincinnati, I would totally be playing with you.
We totally
right now.
bust out some Hero Quest.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyways,
but yeah, so let's go ahead and give out our first game this week. I'm going to go ahead and go first since I made it music night. I'm giving away a copy of Audio Surf, and I have a funny music question for you guys, and I hope you guys get this because it makes me chuckle. Every time I do a metal show, there's always a song that's requested that's not metal, that everyone screams. It's a Leonard Skinner song. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Freebird!
Damn it! You gave away the answer.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Fucking
Okay, whoever says Freebird first in chat wins.
Might as well. You bastard!
Oh, sorry. I just got distracted. You
First
said
person
Leonard
to say,
Skinner.
All right, Desto got it. First person to say Freebird.
Leonard Skinner. That's all that popped on my mind was play some Freebird.
Every time I do a metal show, someone at some point always requests Freebird. They also scream Slayer, but Freebird comes up too. So Desto, you get a copy of Audio Surf. I'm going to send that to you on Steam right now. DJ, while I'm doing that, why don't you go ahead and lead us on into the next beautiful, beautiful section?
Well, actually, if you get 10 seconds, the deals of the week.
Whatever you want.
The deals of the week on Gamersgate, where they have GTA 4 for 50% off. It seems like a fantastic price, right? This is like half off. But my question is, it said very blatantly you have to install Windows Live for gaming or whatever the hell it is. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's a requirement
Do
with
you
GTA.
think that's like worth the pain to go through to get to play GTA on PC? Or should I just play it on PlayStation 3 and just be happy?
Honestly, I know what you're thinking, and you're thinking because of all of the crap we dealt with Microsoft free-to-plays, that ultimately games for Windows is just like the death of all games. I have GTA 4. I did have to do I think I had to upgrade my .NET application, my .NET framework thing.
Yeah.
Once I did that, it worked perfectly fine, and I was able to play GTA 4 with no issue on Steam. If you don't mind having to update something in order to play it, which if you're a PC guy, you pretty much should be fucking used to it by now anyway, then it's totally playable.
I just succumb and apply Windows updates the second they come out. I'm like, Microsoft's just going to win either way, so I might as well just do them.
But I mean, the games for Windows thing, the only thing that's funny is that if you don't turn off the games for Windows overlay, it'll put the Windows overlay under the Steam overlay. So you get like overlay inception going on. So if you can get over that, it shouldn't be a big deal. Honestly,
if I buy it on Gamersgate, can I still play it through Steam somehow?
I think it's actually a Steam code that they give you
to
play it. You got to look in the DRM section.
Interesting.
It'll say Steamworks in the DRM section, but ultimately, when you buy some games from Gamergate, you're actually getting it on Steam.
Huh.
So.
Interesting.
There you go. You just learned something.
I'm going to get on to LNS Invades.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wait for it. Wait for it.
What are we waiting for?
LNS Invades.
Oh, I didn't put the... Alright, give me 1 second.
Why are you doing that? I gotta come up with a way to give away a copy of The Ship.
I'm already done, bitch. What's up now?
Why don't we do our classic guess the number? Because that seems fair, right?
Yeah, because, that's an easy way to do it without the co-host giving the answer away.
The answer is 11. Okay. Okay. Everyone start spitting out numbers if you want a copy of the ship. So we could all shoot each other on said ship.
Oh, shoot each other on the ship.
I'll shoot you in the face.
I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. Where's all the rum gone?
Don't start with that. Oh my god, he got it on the first guess.
No shit. Who was it?
Myfo?
Myfo, nice!
Dude, he got it on the very first guess.
Myfo is hilarious. Like, he seriously has the best luck when it comes to our stream.
No kidding.
Oh, man. That's awesome, dude.
Well, Myfo, just friend me on Steam if you haven't already.
He's shocked.
You could just, if you go to our late night steamer group, you could find me right there at the top or something, I think. And just send me a friend request.
Yeah, you're an admin.
And I will,
You're an admin, so.
I will fire it to you tonight as soon as the show's over. So,
speaking of Myfo, he has a group-only giveaway on SteamGifts.com right now.
Does he?
Where he's giving away a copy of the Dota 2 beta key.
Nice.
Which I'm ultra interested in because I'm a huge fan of Dota. And I feel bad, but I'm entering it. If I piss anybody off, I'm sorry, but I'm entering it. I want to play Dota, but I've never won any of the keys off of Steam Gifts yet, so I'm like, yes, I'm entering.
Well, I finally won a copy of Fairy Solitaire, so I feel justified for donating like $100. Anyways, this week in LNS Invades, Scott and I. We set up our room and we waited for people to show up, and we got a little lonely, so we started playing.
That sounds so dirty.
I know. We ended up playing Vindictus, the free-to-play game. And as you know, as you may or may not know, as you could watch the video, part of the way into the video, we eventually made a universal decision to quote-unquote fuck this, and we rage quit. Yeah. And then we ended up playing LOTRO instead.
Yeah, this game was painful.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was. Like, I wanted to give this an earnest effort. I really did, and I couldn't, man. Between the lag issues that I was having thanks to trying to stream it live, and even after I stopped streaming and I did kind of fix some of the lag issues, I still just wasn't interested in playing it. I mean, we tried to play together, and it was impossible.
You filmed my character.
Yeah.
With her chest physics.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the only interesting thing about this is the chest physics. I don't know what happened. For some reason, this game is just not as easy to jump into and play as we hoped, and we kind of figured that out by the time that we started and realized we're the only ones playing this week.
Yeah.
That should have told us something right there. So, yeah, I mean, we jumped off and we played some LOTRO afterwards, and that was a much more enjoyable experience, despite the fact that DJ, unfortunately, was waiting for me to level up. I got to catch up.
I just sat there.
Sorry, buddy.
I finally figured out how to play music as a minstrel, so it was...
Dude, you were playing Master of Puppets on your lute. That was so awesome.
Master
of Puppets will drive you insane.
All right, anyway. Sorry.
So, yeah.
I had a random metal moment.
If you guys... You didn't headbang, did you? Okay.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
I don't want to be known as the guy who made you pass out mid-podcast.
Mid-podcast. No, if you start hearing then you know, you know what happened.
You're like, I gotta find his phone number so I can call his wife to see if he's alive.
Honey. Oh, God. What a terrible stream. Oh, God.
Linux
Anyway.
will never forgive me.
Yeah. So we were talking about doing a LNS Invades this week, and the biggest problem is that Wednesday is the 4th of July.
Yeah, I totally always forget that fact, so we scrapped it.
Yeah, so we're not going to do an LNS Invades this week. I personally am not a huge, 4th of July guy. I know that's so unpatriotic of me. I can give a rat's ass. That's fine. Blow up some fireworks, good for you. But nonetheless, there's a lot of other people that do, in fact, celebrate it, so we're not going to do an LNS Invades this week. But we're getting some very interesting posts on the forums of games that people are suggesting for us to do for LNS Invades the following week. if you guys want to put your input on that, go to our forums, www.latenightsteamer.com. Let us know what you guys want to play.
Yeah.
I'm really interested.
We're going to have to try them out just ahead of time so we don't have another Vindictus episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's part of the fun is kind of not knowing what you're walking into. And, yeah, maybe I'm a narcissist that way, and I don't mind... Or not a narcissist, I'm using the wrong... A sadomasochist, there we go. Maybe I'm a narcissist, too. I'm not going to deny that, but... no, maybe I'm a... God, I cannot talk now. Maybe I self-inflict a lot of pain on myself by playing these games without trying them ahead of time. I don't know. But nonetheless, it's part of the fun for me. But we're really interested in hearing what you guys want to play. Ultimately, we do this for you because we want to play games with you guys. So, whatever you guys want to play, let us know. I'm also kind of interested in doing a Saturday afternoon game of Team Fortress 2. So I might set something up for that. It won't technically be an invasion, but if anybody's interested in that, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to set that up. So.
Yeah. I wrote in here, if we don't get any really good suggestions, our fallback's going to be Realm of the Bad God.
Oh, God.
But this time, shit gets real.
Shit gets real, yo. About as real as that pixelated garbage can be.
Excuse me. I'm so allergic to shit getting real. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll move on.
Yep.
I will pause for 10 seconds to allow you to queue up awesome...
I don't have a graphic.
Oh my god, damn it.
I know,
one time I stop and give you time.
I know. I failed you. I'm sorry.
This section is called New School, Old School. Basically, we talk about games we're playing that are new and that are old. This week, Linux is playing...
Fantastic.
Hang on, what are you playing this week, Linux? Okay, yeah. Something, I'm thinking Donkey Kong? Something with a monkey. What happened?
I don't know.
Everything went quiet.
I know. Well, I didn't know if it was my turn to talk.
Well, I'll go ahead and talk then.
All right.
This week, of course, we attempted to play Vindictus, and I have to admit, I think that is also similar category of Fallen Earth, where we might have to play in it an hour or so solo before we can really man up and and beat things together. That sounded so gay.
Yeah, it did.
I of course played some more LOTRO, and then on my, if you guys have been on our forum, I put this thread out there where I just declared war on my library, I think is the best way to put it, and I just laid into some games, and I beat Cthulhu Saves the World, BioShock, and I'm halfway through GTA 3 right now. And
nice.
Hang on, give me 10 seconds here. This shows you how much war I've been putting on my library. Let's see here. I've played in the past 2 weeks 65.2 hours.
Nice. You've been busy.
And that doesn't even account for the 3 times that BioShock crashed mid-game.
Oh.
You know what I had to do? I finally figured out that the reason my computer was like blue screening. I went back and I turned off shiny water, and it worked fine.
Wow.
It always crashed when I was like running through water, and there was explosions and particle effects and steam,
Yeah.
And it just locked up my machine. So something in my video card just did not like shiny water in BioShock. So
apparently.
What about you, man?
We talked about this game a few episodes ago, and I got it through, I think, an Indie Royale bundle. I can't remember exactly where. It was definitely a bundle, because there was no way in hell I was going to buy this game by itself. Noitu love to De-Evolution. It was a game that kind of has... I guess the best way to explain it is it's kind of like... not a Metal Gear. What's the other... It's the side-scrolling, chaotic, bullet hell type of shooter game. I can't remember. It's not Metal Gear. Metal Slug.
Ah, yes.
It's Metal Slug combined with Castlevania, with a huge anime kind of storyline. It's fun, it's chaotic, and it's totally worth a playthrough. I don't know how long I'll play it. probably not long, but it's totally worth a playthrough. It's very interesting. As far as old school games, I'm playing LOTRO, so I'm having a really good amount of fun with that. And another thing, late night steamer listeners, I do believe Foundry and you will have an announcement on the episode of Geek Culture Happy Hour tomorrow.
Yes,
that should be very interesting. So, if you're interested in late night steamer happenings with games, you should check that out. Slight spoiler alert, LOTRO might have something to do with it. So,
it's what you choose to do with your time. Oh, wait,
yes, pretty
that's
much.
my Gandalf quote of the day.
There you go. You shall not pay. Anyway,
unless it's turbine points.
Unless it's turbine points there, exactly. I didn't put this in the doc, but I also have been playing some Dead Space this weekend. And I gotta say, I really want to like this game. I really, really do. Because it's like a slightly higher end version of Doom 3. But the controls are so fucking terrible. It is so clunky. I'm sitting there and I'm getting chased by these monsters because they don't give you a frickin' weapon in the beginning. They're telling you, I'm hearing Linux every time I hear it. Run! Fucking run! What are you doing? And I can't find the run button because the frickin' tutorial doesn't tell you or give you enough time. So it's I'm sitting there, I'm walking, while these frickin' monsters are slashing up my back, my health is going down, and I'm like, I can't run! What the hell? It was a terrible experience. The controls are so retarded on Dead Space. I don't know what the hell happened there. So I literally had to plug in my 360 controller because it was the only way the game was playable. It was the only way the game was fucking playable. I had to put a 360 controller on a PC game just to play it. And that's retarded. End rant.
Wow. Now, that's the one where it's like sci-fi / horror, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot like Prometheus, actually, in a weird way. It's a little bit of tie-in there.
But if you saw a snake popping out of the water, would you call it cute and try to touch it?
Oh, the one that looked like it had a penis head?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't try to touch that. Screw that tree-hugging hippie shit.
Yeah. Well, if I'm gonna throw not a challenge down, but a declaration of war to you guys. If I put my intentions out there to whittle down my library of unplayed games, so it's out there for the whole world to see. And so far, I'm on par, but it's going to be a lot of hours. But I encourage everybody else to do their own diary thread out there of my journey through my library. I couldn't imagine how long it'd take you to beat all your stuff, dude.
We'd probably be 2 years in.
You and Leopard should race.
Oh, God. Friggin' iJack Higgins on our website was making mention that it should be like a contest between him and I, and I'm like, nah, dude, I don't have the money to do that. My library is pretty big. I'm happy with it. It's okay on its own. iJack Higgins is in chat. What's going on, dude? There you go. For some reason, Bruins decides that he really wants me to know about his underwear.
Yeah.
See, Bruins, this is exactly why your mom doesn't want you talking to older dudes, man. All right? It's not that the older dudes are going to do anything to you. It's that you're going to do something to the older dudes, all right? That's wrong.
I feel dirty.
It's wrong. I don't want to know about some kid's underwear, man. Oh, that's sick.
Speaking of, we're going to go on to the Shady Earl of the Week.
Yeah, good transition.
Not that you're welcome.
And there you go. There's a graphic.
This week I chose Nexon.net. They're the makers of the free-to-play games Vindictus, Atlantica, Maple Story, etc., etc., etc.
Fucking Maple Story. Oh god, that game is so terrible. Go on.
When you shadify it, it becomes HTTP. Actually, you want to copy paste that in the chat.
Yeah, I'll go.
It's 5z8.info/instant-purchase _ some numbers and letters _ turkey porn.
Turkey porn.
Once again with the turkey porn.
Stupid Google.
But I loved it because it was instant purchase turkey porn. So it's like it's free to play. Here's some turkey porn. Just use some.
That's pretty funny.
Use some Nexon points. Very similar to turbine points.
You know, and honestly, their games are about as entertaining as watching turkey porn. Just honestly, it's just, oh my god. Maple Story. Let me tell you, I got a slight story about Maple Story. I used to be in a gaming clan called BD. Now, I'm not going to say the full name of it because I don't want to put any hate where it's not deserved. They decided that they wanted to make a Maple Story guild. And they had a whole faction made off of this whole thing.
Wow.
And I swear to God, that this is at the same time that we were trying to make a World of Warcraft guild. And this game, I swear to God, is about as fun as pounding your head into the keyboard repeatedly until you knock yourself out. It's one of those games where you just want it to be over.
Wow.
But it never ends. It never ends. Just when you think that you're done, it keeps going. It's so... And even better, they have it on Facebook now. So you can go on Facebook and tell all your friends about how you leveled up with your piece of shit character. Oh, and guess what? Now you can send items to each other through Facebook. So now you got random fucking people that you don't know adding you on Facebook so they can get items for free on fucking Maple Story. Oh, this game sucks. It's pure, adulterated, unfiltered suckage.
Remember your head. Don't headbang while talking.
Too late.
Thank God you took some medicine first.
Yeah, thank God for the Aleve. All right, so there, and rant. Again, that's twice now. I'm sorry. I went past my rant quota. Fuck Maple Story. That's the end of that.
Well, I guess this will be the rant week instead of the other R word week. Let's give out another game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have to think of a way to give this away. God damn it! I should have done that ahead of time.
Just don't tell the answer. Well, okay, I see what you did there. While you're thinking about how you're going to give out your game, I'm going to go ahead and give out mine. I gave this out on SteamGifts.com as well, but I'm going to give it out again here because somehow I got like 3 copies of this fucking thing, which is fun actually. For intermission. I'm going to give away a copy of Bit Trip Beat. If you have not played the game, it's kind of like a ball and paddle game where each time you hit the ball, it kind of gives you like the next note of your song. The better you do, the better the song sounds. The worse you do, it kind of goes into like this old school fucking Pong kind of graphics. It's actually really entertaining. So in order to give away this game, I want to do something a little more fun. I'm going to give away the game to the first person who just gives me the craziest sentence ever. Just give me the craziest sentence ever. And if I laugh, you get the game. I'm going to read them out. So that way, like, as you're sending them out, I'll read them.
Here's my entry. Damn, Linux, you're sexy.
Damn it! No. DJ wins. Okay. Well, I mean, actually, Higgins he put a pretty good one in there. Just give it to me. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Can anyone beat it?
Well, Bruin said, I don't use Facebook. That's a pretty awesome sentence.
That is pretty awesome. I think he sent that in before we did it, though.
Okay, well, while we're waiting for some awesome submissions, I do have a Pong-related amusing side story. Okay, tonight, my family and I decided, we were all home, and I was just like, let's just watch a movie. So we fired up the Apple TV. I rented a copy of WALL-E, and like somewhere in the first like 20 minutes of the game or the movie where Eve is like where she's already sort of gone in her stasis mode where like she's not responding, and WALL-E keeps hanging out with her and doing all these like date things, but she's just sitting there like, like in permanent stasis. He's sitting there playing he's playing Pong, like 2-player Pong with her. And when they show the screen, it's like 7,997 to 0. Like her controller's just sitting there.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, they're playing Pong. I'm like, oh, and then it made me sad. You're just like, oh, he's not responding.
Yeah. Jack Higgins gave me the best sentence, I have to say.
Oh, wow.
The first one, obviously. The rest are pretty funny, too, but he goes, my penis smells like ginger beer. I don't even want to know. First off, how do you know how your penis smells? One, don't answer that.
It's quite flexible.
And, apparently, those Australians, man, didn't you know? I mean, they don't need their upper rib cage.
They don't have vertebrae.
Yeah, so they can just bend to their will. All right, so iJack Higgins, you want a copy of Bit Treat Beat. And I'm going to go ahead and switch it to the main scene because people are like, oh my god, it's not to say you anymore. What you fuck? God. All right, sticklers.
I'm going to be giving out a copy of Breath of Death 7. It is a fantastic RPG if you're into old school grinding. I swear to God, it is an homage to the Dragon Warrior series on the NES. It is perfect. So my contest is, if you want a copy of Breath of Death 7, you have to tell me the name of the company who made it. We talked about this earlier.
Yes, indeed.
So you tell me an amusing story while we're waiting.
Music story?
He said yay. No, that's not it. Oh, no, it's probably a delay.
Yeah, there's a slight delay, so that probably takes a second to guess it. I'm trying to figure out what my music story is now, because I've already said a couple now.
Seamus smelled iJack's fetus.
iJack's fetus?
Wow.
That's fucking gross.
I'm so glad this is not PG.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Oh, I had someone at my work was... we were sitting here talking video games, because I found out the guy had enjoyed video games. He's one of my employees. And he's the night guy, so we don't see him too much. But I decided to talk to him. I call him every now and then just to make sure he's alive, right? Because I never see him. And Leper Keeper got it.
Yeah. I love how it's like wrong, but it wasn't intended for Keeper. It was intended for Ruined.
Anyways, he was just like, we're sitting here talking games. He's huge in iPad gaming. He's like, "Have you ever played Minecraft?" I'm like, sort of.
Dark time.
So Leper Keeper won the copy of Breath of Death 7.
There you go.
Ha ha. Is he already? He probably already. I'm so shocked you don't have that already.
Yeah, I know. I'm shocked he doesn't have any game, really.
No kidding. I thought he would have everything.
Oh, it's the whole library. It's fun for me to be able to joke about that to somebody else instead of me actually receiving those jokes. So it's nice.
Okay, well, friend me on Facebook. Don't friend me on Facebook. Friend me on Steam, and I'll send it to you, Leopard Keeper.
There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and. Leopard told me to tell you to give it to Jack. Apparently,
really?
iJack Higgins.
Okay.
So.
Well, iJack Higgins, you win.
So there you go.
In practice, he already has it.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the Steam discussion. I'm assuming we're done with the giveaway.
Yes.
Okay. This week we wanted to talk about what is your favorite genre of games. Are you the chaotic shooter type, or are you the casual puzzler type? This is a slightly unmotivational question, mainly because of the fact that I had to think of it on a whim. Sorry, I suck at life. But no, I do think it's a very interesting question, though, because we talked about what style of gameplay once before, and now we're actually going to get into the genre of gaming. DJ, why don't you go ahead and go first?
I have always been an RPG fan, but I mean, even from the early NES days, like when you were playing games, I mean, NES and Super NES days, like Super R-Type, where it was like side-scrolling shooter, back in the day, bullet hell, I just could not get into those style games. And I think I figured it out, because I actually remember thinking about this several months back. I think the reason I enjoy RPGs is because I'm not a very good gamer. And the reason being is with RPGs, it teaches you just be persistent at something and eventually you'll overcome it, right? If you just can't beat it, then just grind, and then come back and you'll beat it, right? With other games, it's just pure skill, and I just never really developed that skill. So, I mean, I enjoy playing like first-person shooters, but I'm far from being any sort of competitive or even like I almost hate most multiplayer shooters as a result. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's like with just years of playing Dragon Warrior and Dragon Quest, it's just like I love that style of gaming where if you can't beat something now, if you just put in a good amount of work, you'll get a reward.
Indeed. And I think that's honestly part of me too. Like, I'm huge into RPGs, but I had, like, an interesting upbringing growing up. Like, I was one of the few fortunate people to have a functional PC as a child, and my PC was always loaded up with, like, Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, Duke Nukem, and coinciding with that, I also had my Super Nintendo, which had, like, Mario Brothers and, all the other fun stuff that comes with that. A lot of the RPGs too, I think Chrono Trigger was on.
Oh yeah.
Or is that Genesis? I can't remember.
That was SNES.
Yes, that was SNES. Okay. But like a lot of the good RPGs I got on SNES, and I basically had this thing where, like, if the PC was taken, I was going on my Super Nintendo and I was playing an RPG. If the TV was taken, I'm going on the PC and I'm playing a first-person shooter. So I pretty much grew up with both.
Huh.
Which I'm totally happy with. It was great. I love first-person shooters, and I do love RPGs. And there's even those certain times with games like Deus Ex where you get kind of like the best of both worlds. You get the RPG and the first-person shooter game, all wrapped into one. It's beautiful. As far as chaotic shooters like Tribes, no, not really. Not really. I like more decently paced games. I want to be able to, set up a territory or go at somebody. One of the prime examples, and again, name fucking escapes me. Go figure. But it was a game where it was supposed to. Not this time. Not this time. It's okay. It was a game where it had RTS elements built into a first-person shooter. You basically had one guy take the role of the commander, and he's building up your base. Well, you have everyone else take the control of the minions. And the whole purpose of the game was to basically, assume the control of the minion or the commander and attack the enemy. But at the same time, you got the commander kind of putting waypoints down, telling you, no, you need to go over here and kind of do that. It was chaotic, but it was fun at the same time because there was a purpose to you. Sometimes, your commander would tell you, I need you to go get some minerals. So you'd go and you get the minerals and bring it back. And there would be sometimes where your commander's like, all right, full onslaught over here. And then you get all your guys, you're like 60 deep going, charging in. It was beautiful. I really wish I can remember the name of it now. I'm failing horribly. I'm so sorry. But basically, it's a real fun game. And I love the more strategic first-person shooters versus the chaotic Tasmanian devil type shooters. So... it's the best example I can give.
That was so random.
What?
As far as like things I don't typically enjoy, typically they've been straight up fighters and most puzzle games, and of course you all know my love of tower defense games.
Oh yes, tower defenses. You're a beast at it.
I'm very, very late to PC gaming. However, I'm the same way. When way back in the day, my parents bought a Texas Instrument 99 4A home computer. And I played the hell out of that. Just, it was our first home computer, and the only thing we figured out how to do was play games on it. Go figure.
Nice.
Like my dad's sitting here trying to use it for actual productivity sort of things, it's just terrible word editing or word processing program.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like next thing you know, we're firing up Parsec and Hunt the Wampus, and I swear one of my fondest memories and the only memory I ever have of my dad and I playing a game together, him and I sat down for hours and played Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Nice.
And that was just straight up text adventure. So I would kill if Randark threw down a challenge for that. So,
all right. I had to time out Desto because he knows better than the chat spam. So let's go ahead and read some things off chat. First off, Anagra, or I'm sorry, actually it was Hijack Higgins that said it. He says, Tasmanian Devil, have you ever seen one of those on Looney Tunes?
Yeah. Aren't they comical?
That's where I got the reference from.
Spitty?
I forget. He's Australian, so they have the real deal over there, I guess. I don't freaking know. Anyway, so Bruins says Chaotic Shooter. I guess, okay.
If I scroll up to the top, Leopard Keeper says he loves Puzzlers, Plants vs. Zombies, Flow, For the Win.
There you go.
He's a puzzler. That probably explains why he has like 8 trillion games, because there's no end to puzzle games out there.
Yeah, indeed.
See, I just, the most puzzling I've ever really enjoyed was just old school shit like Tetris and Dr. Mario. Is that sad?
I can't stand Dr. Mario. I love Tetris, but I can't stand Dr. Mario.
It's not for everybody.
No, it's just like Yoshi's Cookie. I freaking hated that
Yeah, I
game.
couldn't do that.
They're terrible games. Pipe Dream was okay, though.
Yeah. Bruins
Remember
is saying... Yeah. I had a friend that was huge into Pipe Dream, and I swear it was because his parents gave it to him, and we didn't have that many Nintendo games, so he was forced to play it and forced to enjoy it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, Bruin said the only puzzler he likes is Cycling Manager. Awesome.
Good for you, chap. Good for you.
Leopard Keeper replied, the puzzler aspect of that game is that it is a game.
Very true. Very, very true. EverQuest got thrown in quite a bit on there too. I'm kind of shocked by that. I wasn't big on EverQuest the MMO, but the PS2 had some EverQuest titles, Champions of Norath, which were really good. Those were overhead slashers. Those were very good. I like those games. So
never played them. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. But no, and it's funny because as a huge World of Warcraft fan as I was, EverQuest, I think most of the team that did EverQuest actually ultimately went to make World of Warcraft. So it's kind of shocking for me to say. I guess I didn't play it, but I don't know. I just never got into it. I think EverQuest 2 though is free to play now. So if you want to check it out, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I just, as far as like future going forward, like when first-person shooters come out, the only reason I usually ever buy them is because I enjoy the campaign. That's like, which almost goes against the reasoning for most first-person shooters. Like they almost design them with just pure multiplayer in mind. Do you agree with that? I guess.
Well, yeah, definitely.
I'm the weird guy who enjoyed, the campaign of Medal of Honor, which was that. Like, thank God on PlayStation 3, I borrowed Medal of Honor from my friend because he paid $60 for it. And he was like, I totally got cheated. Like, the campaign's only like 4 hours long or something.
Oh,
I borrowed it, played it, gave it back. I'm like, thanks, man. It's like a $59.99 game.
Nice.
Yeah. So
chat sometimes is a little hard to read. I'm not gonna lie. I love the fact that we have some crazy interaction. But wow. Okay. Leopard Keeper says EverQuest 1 and 2 are actually free to play now. 2 is available on Steam.
Huh.
So
interesting.
So there you go. If you want to give it a shot, it's free to play, so you don't have to spend any money. Although personally, I'm playing so much LOTRO. I really don't even want to go into another MMO. I still haven't beaten Diablo 3. I know, frickin' blasphemy.
What?
I know.
I think the guys over at Geek Culture on like their 9th playthrough or something like that.
Dude, like frickin' Foundry and his wife, they were having like a little four-man thing going on. Yeah. And they were streaming it, and I'm just looking at their characters like, I'm so undergeared. Oh my god.
Little menage
I'm
squad,
nowhere
Diablo.
near these guys. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. So I really gotta spend some time on that game and play it. It's fun. So many freaking games to play.
So you guys are lucky. My wife, the most she's ever played recently was Paper Mario on the Wii. She loved it, but I'm like, man, you couldn't like get into something like, that we could both play. Because I'm just like, Paper Mario, okay. I guess I'll sit here and watch you play.
My wife is interesting. She'll play Halo with me sometimes, and like she's good, and not good in the sense that she can aim and kill me. She's good at manipulating my emotions, because like there'll be times where like I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, I don't want to like go crazy and kill her ass all the time. We'll do like a multiplayer deathmatch, and she'll be like, oh my god, it's not firing. Oh my god, Scott, come over here. It's not firing. What the hell? So me being stupid, be like, okay, honey, here I come. I'll get over there, and I'll be like, hey, all right, honey, what's wrong? Blows me up. What the fuck? And she'll, like, start running away, laughing maniacally, because she knows what she did. I'm like, you bitch.
So basically, she AJ'd your ass, is what you're saying.
She did. She totally AJ-lead me. No, I like playing games with her only because of the fact that she's very strategic.
Nice.
But she doesn't play certain games. Like, she refuses to touch any MMOs. She will not touch an MMO. I think the only MMO that she actually played was Monkey Quest with my son.
Monkey Quest?
Yeah, it's that Nickelodeon MMO.
Oh, God.
Yeah. What you're thinking it is, it's probably what it really is. It's really not that good. But
what do you think, Linux? Okay. No.
There you go. Thank you, Linux. Thank you. All right. Well, next week's discussion, I actually do want to go ahead and talk about this, even though we did kind of touch on it in a previous episode. Next week's conversation is free to play a model you think will be sustainable, meaning that you think companies will actually be able to profit and thrive off something like this.
Yes.
So we will talk about this next week. Be sure to be a member of our Steam group. We're up to 85 members, by the way.
Wow.
Our Steam group's blowing up, dude.
Now, if we could just organize, my God.
Yeah, I know. We shall bring the pain.
That was something I remember said, it was like a 4chan joke. They were like, Anonymous is blah, blah, blah. God help if they ever assemble.
Oh, man. But yeah, so definitely check out the Steam group. It'll let you know when our next episode will be. Be sure to also follow us. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I'm so burpy today. I apologize.
I'm the same way.
Chili's is freaking awesome, by the way. I want my baby back. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. Join the Steam group. Also, be sure to click the follow button on our Twitch.tv account. It'll let you guys know when we stream live. So that way you get a nice little notification like I got when I went live. So, and of course, like I said, be sure to go to the forums and let us know what you want to play for our next invasion. We really want to hear what you guys want to play. It does help us out a lot when you kind of let us know, and we will ultimately be able to compensate for that. So.
And out in the general discussion section, everybody, I really encourage you guys, drop a thread out there on how you plan on beating a ton of games this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, and the summer sale is coming up. I think it starts this week.
Yeah.
So,
I've been not buying games as much as I can to get ready for that.
Yeah, I traded in some games over at GameStop to get some Steam cards for my wallet. So
you dealt with the devil.
I did. I went with the devil. I got some money. I feel bad, but at the same time, the greater goal will be achieved when I'm upping my inventory count by 100.
Oh, you know what I just noticed? In the outro notes, you finally took your podcast off the Minecraft section.
Yeah, I did that like a week ago.
It's sort of sad, but at the same time, now that you're free, how does it feel?
Fantastic. It's really nice not having to hunt down guest hosts every week. Even though we're kind of doing that now, but oh well, it's not as bad. Not as bad.
We're all good people.
So. Yes. Unlike Limp, we can have two people run the show and it'll work out just fine. Versus Limp, where it'd be like me and Joe's just like, yeah, fucking like that.
I have to admit, you guys put a hell of a product out there. So, given all the challenges, it is still an excellent listen. And are you still going to continue to host them on for the RSS feeds purposes?
Oh yeah, the files are hosted up until December, so They'll be available for anyone who's truly interested. It's the Lethal Injection Minecraft podcast. You can get them either on iTunes or you can get it at the website, which is www.lethalinjectionpodcast.com. The episodes will be available for quite some time. In fact, I actually just renewed the domain, so the domain's got another year. And the server's still running, so people can go on the server if you play Minecraft and have a little fun with that. So
that's fantastic. They kept that running, so.
yeah, definitely cool. For some reason, I'm not 100% sure, but Desto apparently says, "Grats on the baby, Scott." What?
Huh?
I don't know where that came from. I don't have a kid.
Your wife in the chat?
I have a kid, but... Yeah.
Oh. Trollolololololol.
Apparently he wants to get silenced again, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now.
Hey-o!
All right. Yeah. Sucks to be him. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap shit up.
Yeah, Linux, you want to say anything before you leave? No, he's just sitting here staring at me.
Okay, sounds about right. Hopefully we'll have Linux on next week. All right. Thank you very much, live chat, for coming in. We love you guys every week. You guys really make the show a lot of fun. So, and if you are listening to this post-recording, be sure to join our live chats. Like I said, follow us on Twitch TV to get notifications in your email when you go live. Join our Steam group to get invitation notices when we actually will have our shows next up. So,
and
get in here, win some games, have some fun.
Yeah, I think typically you and I and Linux are going to be giving away games live on the show, so that encourages people to get on the show. However, if you also follow our Twitter feed at LNS or LN Steamer, if you follow that, you could also get quick notices for when some of our group members are actually giving away games on SteamGifts.com.
Absolutely.
We definitely pimp that.
Yes, pimp it good. All right, so let's go ahead and get the fizz out of here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
See you next week.